driving, which is why I'm not looking at the camera. But last week I was visiting with 8th graders at Westridge Middle School in the Shawnee Mission School District up in the Kansas City area. And we were talking about leadership and the ideal JAG-K student, and someone asked what a typical day looks like for me. And I said there's really not necessarily a typical day. I could be traveling, I could be doing a lot of paperwork. It just depends on the day. And so I thought I would take you along with me today. It's a little after 7 o'clock. I'm on my way down to Wichita, where I have a newspaper interview, a meeting with some legislators, and then our state treasurer, Lynn Rogers, will be at Northwest High School. So I'm going to take you along in that journey. I'm on the turnpike right now, so this isn't really very productive time because of the cell coverage. If I get through some good areas, I can make phone calls, and that's what I would do. But I'm not in a good area right now. So I will catch up with you when we get to Wichita. It's a little before 10 o'clock, and my first appointment in Wichita is with a reporter named Rafael Garcia. He covers education issues, and I will be talking to him about JAG-K for a possible story later this fall. And I also wanted to just briefly have him talk about being a journalist. I had a great time visiting with you about JAG-K. Now I'd like to turn the camera on you and ask what a typical day is like for you.
Oh yeah, so my job as a reporter, a lot of it is just looking for stories. What I do is, as a reporter, is just tell people stories, because I think people are stories and stories are people. And when we can understand each other a little bit better, I think that leads to better work, leads to a better life among people in the community. So I look for stories a lot of different ways. I look through social media, I look through numbers. It's a lot of looking through Excel sheets, looking for correlation between, things like school funding and like what actually that impact is on people. But with that example, I think it's always about turning these stories back into people, whether it's looking at numbers or big issues like COVID, focusing on what these issues' real life impact is on people. So I'd say that's a pretty broad glimpse at what I do every day, because it changes every day. Sometimes I might be inside a school reporting, other days I might be at a school board meeting, or I might be in my office looking through a long list of numbers. But it's an exciting job because I get to do a different thing every day. I get to go somewhere new every day. I get to meet people in a donut shop maybe even. But I don't know, I love it, and it's a great job to be able to tell people stories.
When did you know you wanted to be a journalist?
Oh goodness, I think I was probably in middle school, and I just latched onto that, and I probably should have looked at other career options too, just as backups or just to explore things. But I think I was just so intent on being a reporter that's what I did through. I started a newspaper at my middle school, and then I joined the high school newspaper staff. I decided to major in journalism in college. I was editor-in-chief of my college newspaper staff, and I don't know, just everything in my life has just been one reporting job or newspaper after another.
That's great. And you've been in communities that all have JAG-K programs. You went to high school at Emporia, went to college at Kansas State in Manhattan, and now you're living in Wichita. So you've got JAG-K covered pretty well.
Yeah, it's a lot of Kansas. I love this state, and just maybe I'll go west for my next job.
So go to Hayes. We have a program.
I'll check that out.
Thank you. Appreciate your time.
For sure.
Now I am going into a meeting with Representative Christy Williams and Senator Renee Erickson. Representative Williams is the chairperson of the House K-12 Education Budget Committee, and Senator Erickson is the Assistant Senate Majority Leader and also serves on the Senate Education Committee. Both of these legislators have been strong supporters of JAG-K, and I am going to discuss funding with them and the possibility of getting some state funding for JAG-K in the 2022 legislative session. All right, well, I didn't have a chance to take video in Treasurer Lynn Rogers' presentation to our Northwest High School JAG-K students, so I am just getting some footage of the parking lot as school is dismissed. I may be here for a while, so I can probably read a book or something like that. Anyway, it was great to be in Wichita today, and I'm now getting ready to leave and head back to Topeka. So in between all of my meetings in Wichita and driving, I was able to spend some time just parked in a parking lot on my laptop and checking email, making some phone calls, and that's kind of a typical travel day. Tomorrow I will have a meeting by phone call at 7:30 with the JAG National President, Ken Smith, so I have to be prepared for that call. And then we have a meeting with the Governor's Chief of Staff, Will Lawrence, tomorrow. And then, honestly, I haven't even looked at the other things on my schedule. We got through today, and tomorrow will be another day as we try to advance the mission of JAG-K, and I appreciate your coming along with me. Okay, I decided to go ahead and extend the day in the life to the next day. So this is the next day. I have already had a call this morning with JAG National President Ken Smith. That was at 7:30 this morning. And then I spoke with the Education Commissioner for the state, Randy Watson, shortly there. He called me, so I don't remember what time that was. He returned my call from a week or so ago. He's been on a statewide tour talking about education in Kansas, and we discussed graduation rates and how JAG-K can be part of the solution in some of our larger districts who are still working to increase their graduation rates. So we had that discussion. I am going to, in just a few moments, contact Westridge Middle School students and let them know that their idea for the new name of this video was the most popular. And so we're going to talk about that and surprise them. And then I have an idea for a project-based learning activity. I'll run it past them. We'll see if they want to do it. But that'll be fun. And then at 3:30 today, I have a video call, a Zoom call with Governor Kelly's Chief of Staff, Will Lawrence, and JAG National President Ken Smith to talk about some things that JAG National would like Governor Kelly to do as a member of our JAG National Board of Directors, and then also talk about some funding opportunities here in Kansas to help expand JAG-K. So in between all of that, I'm checking email, I'm writing my board report for next week's JAG-K Board of Directors meeting, and just catching up on some other things that I've kind of put to the side since traveling yesterday. I wanted to get back with you. You had asked about the new name for Coffee with Chuck. And, you know, I told you my favorite, and I said we have to go through the process. We need to research and figure out if there are any trademarks. There actually was a trademark for Espresso Yourself, but it had lapsed. And so the new name of the video is Espresso Yourself with Chuck. So good job. Good job. Now because you all have demonstrated that you are so creative, and this was part of a project-based learning activity, I would like you to consider, and all of our PBL activities should be student-led, and we're really serious when we talk about student voice and choice. What I'd like you to consider is perhaps either amongst yourselves or working with the 7 other middle school programs we have in Kansas to come up with a logo for Espresso Yourself with Chuck. So just think about that and let me know. If you are willing to do it, then we'll wait and wait for that process to work itself out, because I know there will be a lot involved in that with communicating with other programs and that kind of thing. And if that's not something that fits into your schedule because you have other things planned, I understand that as well. And we'll kind of figure it out ourselves. But my guess is you all will come up with something better than I could, or maybe even our team. So think about that, let me know. But thank you for being creative, because when this thing started, I put out some suggestions, and you guys kind of went outside the box and got creative and thought of your own suggestion, which ultimately ended up being the most popular one. So good job to you. Thank you for participating. Thank you for taking it seriously. And let me know what you want to do going forward.
I can tell you that I think we'd love to do the logo.
Okay, well, I don't know what kind of process you have. So I appreciate that and hope you will. I don't know if you have to get together with the other classes or what your career association process would be, but it sounds like
we're in the middle of our election. So Kylie, raise your hand, who just spoke to you, is running for president.
Okay.
So she hasn't, obviously the election hasn't happened yet, but yes, we would love to do the logo. We will take that on and talk with other middle schools across JAG-K.
Okay, perfect.
So we'll just
That's
do
awesome.
it.
So the other thing is, I should have told you this beforehand, but I'm actually working on an episode. This would be the first episode of Espresso Yourself with Chuck without a logo. But I'm doing a day in the life of, so this will be the best part of it. I was in Wichita yesterday and did a couple things, but I've been recording our call. So I will edit out the first part where we were having some technical issues, but this will be part of that first episode that I don't know if I'll get it done tomorrow or not, because I have to do my own editing, and sometimes that goes better than other times. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, you guys are on the inaugural episode, and this will be really exciting. So think of some cool hashtags too. Good job, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your day. And I won't talk to you tomorrow, so enjoy your weekend as well. See you later.
Bye.